Alright, so season 5, or The Boys in general, the TV show, has come to a screeching halt. It is finally ended. The show has been going on since like 2019. It is a 7-year-old show. And to be honest, I liked every bit of it. Except season 5 was probably the weakest season. Like, that's what a lot of people were saying online. To me, it probably was maybe the middest season. I still fucked with the season. I just thought like the season 5 was just a bit random. Like, the episodes kind of didn't really have a story. There was just like random stuff going on. But I didn't really care as long as I got to see like Homelander, Butcher, and like Soldier Boy, and just like the boys cast in the episodes. Like, you know, as long as I got to see the actual characters of the show in the show, you know, I didn't really care. I still enjoyed it. And then you know, the finale, you know, happened, and a lot of people online weren't happy about that. No, apparently, according to a lot of people, the finale was pretty shit. And some people actually liked it. There were like a good few people that actually fucked with it. Apparently, it got like a high rating by the critics on Tomato Meter or Rotten Tomatoes. So, I mean, I watched the finale. I thought the finale was fine. I thought it was grand. Like, if I was to rate it, I'd probably put it in the middle of like shit and like, you know, amazing. You know, it's not what I exactly expected. What happened to the whole scorched earth thing? Well, what was that thing that, you know, Butcher said at the superhero orgy party? You know, hero gasms. Basically, where like a bunch of superheroes get together in this big fat ass mansion and just like have a mad orgy. You know, what happened to that when he said scorched earth? I didn't see no scorched earth.
Boy. What have you done? Scorched earth.
I've actually seen people on Instagram Reels just like making these funny comments being like scorched earth, more like slightly dismantled office. Because like that's where the final fight happened. And there were no like buildings being destroyed or anything. Earth wasn't being fucking, you know, nuked by Homelander or anything. It was just happening inside the White House where basically Butcher was trying to pin down Homelander on the ground to get Kimiko to, you know, blast his ass with Soldier Boy's power. Because they got Kimiko to get that power as well. But yeah, no, one thing I really noticed in this season is that in this season, Homelander, he seems more cracked out than usual. Now, if you've been watching The Boys for a long time, you'll know Homelander is a bit of a psychopath. He's a bit of like, you know, a super psychotic super baby. But in this one, he just seemed like next level, just insane. Because he completely lost his fucking mind. It's like a completely different person. You know, he actually started really acting like a man-child. So one of the things he wanted to do, right, this is a bit insane. He wanted to ban just milk. He wanted to ban any milk that wasn't, you know, anything that isn't breast milk, just, you know, ban that shit. He wants, you know, to work women like a factory to produce as much milk as possible.
Issue an executive order banning abortion. Also, breastfeeding is now mandatory. Babies need their mothers, not fake milk. Actually, outlaw that too.
Sir.
Ban nut milk.
As much like dairy products as possible. You know, that's a bit insane. And like, bro was getting, he's such a soft, insecure soft boy. Like in this show, he's shown to be like, you know, super insecure. He's like, you know, supposed to be this insecure guy that's pretty much nothing without his powers. It was really much proven in this show how really insecure he is. If you don't glaze him 100%, if you don't compliment him like as much as you can, he will fucking shred you apart. Because they're like making memes in the show pretty much. People are like making memes of him on like social media, basically clowning on him. And then he's just like, look at all the memes they're making on me. You see those memes? Those memes are so fucking hurtful.
Have you seen the memes? Have you seen the memes about me? Posting them should be a crime.
Yes, but we can't go... Oh, you're serious.
But I need people to be devoted to me. You know, I had a good chat with Gavin, our stage manager. And it turns out he betrayed me. He liked a couple of Starlight posts in the past. And a horrible meme about me. It really makes me wonder, who else is a traitor hiding in plain sight?
They should be making memes on me. They should be worshipping me and saying that I'm basically their Superman and they love me and they'll never they'll never, you know, betray me or anything. He's actually making Jewish concentration camps for memesters on like that were, you know, making memes about him. He's like putting the people that are making memes of him into concentration camps. So basically have him executed like the fucking Jews back in the day. Like is, this guy really, he has like a really, short, he has like a really fragile ego. Next up, I want to talk about A-Train. A-Train is a pretty cool character in The Boys. At first, I thought he was like one of those dickhead superheroes, because first episode, he just runs through your one, turns into like a fucking splattered meatball sub, and, runs into Huey's first girlfriend. And he actually ended up being a good guy, and he actually saved the main cast from being executed. He saved like Huey and Frenchie and all of them from, being just killed, and he ran away. He sacrificed himself for a bunch of people he didn't even fucking know. He just wanted to be a good guy for once instead of working for Vought. Vought were using him like a tool pretty much. They were using like a wrench. And then he ended up getting attacked by, then he ended up getting tripped over by Homelander's lasers in the forest. And he was chatting shit to Homelander. This is like a theme I noticed as well. Every time someone's about to get killed by Homelander, instead of using the last couple of seconds, beg for their life, be on their hands and knees, being like, please just let me live. They'll just like start chatting shit to him. They'll just basically just insult them. Because it's like, you're gonna die anyway. You might as well just chat shit to the man. Like, A-Train's basically saying like, oh, you'd be nothing without your powers, you'd be pathetic and all this. And it is true.
You are fucking nothing. You're just an empty fucking suit. Take away these powers. And what are you, huh? Pathetic. Weak. Sniveling fucking loser.
And he had to kill my boy A-Train. I did not want to see A-Train die. But, it just had to happen because Homelander can't take an insult for anything. He's the most insecure man ever. Then next up we have is The Deep. The Deep. I swear he started like a podcast. Man, I swear in this season it's been like showing the most memes of Deep. I don't know if this is real, but like I seen on Instagram this reel of like The Deep. Like Deep Thoughts with The Deep. And one of them was like, oh yeah, when people say for Pete's sake, but who the fuck is Pete? And you know what? That actually got me thinking, like, who is Pete? What are you saying for Pete's sake? Like, it's just random guy called Peter. Like, why is he called this saying?
They say you're rubbing them the wrong way. But why are you rubbing them in the first place, you fucking pervert? When people say, for Pete's sake, who the fuck is Pete?
So, yeah, he's a lot dumber in this show. He's also pretty much like a man-child. And his one superpower kind of just got, taken away from him. His one superpower, he's able to control fish and all. That also depends on like how the fish are feeding with him. The fish, like his superpower is basically just being homies with underwater fish. That's it. He doesn't even have to control them or anything, or has any water powers or anything. He can just like, I guess, swim and breathe underwater, and he can talk to fish. He doesn't even control them, because like if the fish hate him, they'll just gang up on him and eat his ass. Like that's what they did to him in the final episode. A fucking squid just like impaled the tentacles straight through him. They like skewered him onto his tentacle and just killed him. Like, if they don't like the guy, they can just kill him. But that's just a bit shit, but he is supposed to be a parody on Aquaman. He had, like, a podcast in it where there's basically like a Sigma Male podcast. I think he's, like, on one of them, he's, like, talking about something like, I don't know, ejaculation is good or whatever.
It's just science, bro. When you jizz, masculine vitality leaves your body.
Gotta hold that shit in, right, Noir?
But yeah, I feel like his death, I don't know, I feel like it seemed like everyone was dying. I feel like, yeah, his death kind of... I don't know what to think about him, to be honest. The Deep. Oh yeah, The Deep actually. One of the big things I swear he keeps doing. I just like kind of found it just annoying as well watching this show. Just a bit cringe. Like he just keeps sucking on Homelander's dick. Bro actually cannot stop glazing the man. He just keeps fucking, complimenting him or, just agreeing with him every fucking second. He's like the ultimate yes man. He's like Homelander's right-hand dick rider. It is insane how much he glazes him. It's even to the point where even Homelander's getting sick of this shit. Like, I was wondering, and a whole lot of other people are wondering as well, why hasn't The Deep died yet? The Deep was alive for so long. Homelander just kind of has him there to, just jerk his ego off. Just, jerk him off, like, compliment me. Tell me I'm, like, so great and all. Like in the first episode when Soldier Boy got killed, Deep was like, oh, he wasn't even that great, bro. He doesn't matter. And then Homelander, she's like, you should have died. Shut the fuck up. And just stop glazing me for a bit, like,
It's more like Soldier Doy. Am I right?
Leave.
Well, I just, gotta be here, sir.
This should have been you.
Okay.
I'm sorry. Leave.
I was swimming.
Homelander's getting so sick of his shit. I don't know how Dee could not see it. Like, Homelander actually had to shit all over him. In the final episode, just basically be like, yo, I only kept you alive because you're just a piece of shit and I want you to know that you're a piece of shit. He said from like the start that The Deep was a piece of shit and he knew.
I have never had less respect for anyone in my life. In fact, Kevin, the only reason that I haven't fucking killed you is that I want you to feel deep in your heart how truly worthless you.
So yeah, the Deep, I don't know. He kind of, I don't know. I just kind of, he was pretty funny, but he's also such a big dick rider. Like, bro, hop off the penis there. Like, Jesus Christ. Black Noir. I swear Black Noir didn't even do much. Black Noir #1 done a lot more than Black Noir 2. You know, don't get me wrong. I like Black Noir 2's personality. He seemed like a cool guy, and he seems like pretty OP. I wish we could have gone to see him, you know, destroying the pipeline, busting it up in Antarctica, but I guess it doesn't really matter. And then the way he died just kind of went out with like such a, I don't know, he died like he was a side character or something. It's like the writers didn't even give a shit about him. They just like had, you know, the Deep killed Black Noir for killing a load of fish, even though the Deep killed his friend by like shoving an eel up his ass while he was taking a shit. So I don't know, like I feel like Black Noir kind of got done dirty. Like I feel like we with the scene, I also man, I'll just probably put it up on screen. I forgot to mention spoilers. I feel like we could have just gotten a better fight between him and the Deep. It just kind of felt like rushed. It's kind of like they just wanted to get rid of this, you know, black guy and you know, just get him out of here. Like we need to move on. I feel like we could have gotten like a scene where they just both, you know, actually fight each other. Like when the Deep was, you know, strangling Black Noir by the neck. I thought Black Noir was like gonna, I don't know, like kind of get him off him, or he's able to fly, right? So he could have just flown him up into the ceiling or into the wall, just like crushed him against the wall. And they could have fought for a bit, but no, Deep just like, you know, killed him, just shanked him up, and that's it. He's dead. So yeah, I wish they would have done a lot more with Black Noir in this scene. Firecracker, to be honest, when Firecracker first got introduced, I didn't really give a shit about her. I don't know, I just feel like, I think she was, her purpose, she didn't really have like anything going for her. She's basically like a fire starter kit. Like she's able to, you know, start a little bit of sparks and that's it. So like if you ever get lost in the forest with her, just, you know, have her click by some, you know, pile of logs and there we go, we have fire, we're not gonna freeze our asses off. But yeah, I don't know, I didn't know really what purpose she had, but I'm fairly sure the purpose is that so she's like a really good rage baiter. She's really good at like spreading propaganda. She's really good at like aggravating the other side. She's able to like, you know, piss some people off, and she's able to like kind of convince people to be like on Homelander's side. I think that's what she was.
Guess Starlight can't decide whether to rape a baby or kill it. And even though the police say she had an alibi, this is a biblical war of good versus evil, folks. And I'm declaring hunting season on Starlighters.
Also, she was also like, you know, Homelander's titty milk supplier. She just, yeah, that's all Homelander really needed for her, because he likes titty milk because he never had a mother. So drinking titty milk will be like the closest thing to having a mother for him. And when she died, I just kind of felt like that was out of nowhere. I was like, you know, every time Homelander's on scene, even in this season, I still kind of feel like there's tension on. It's like, because the dude's unpredictable. I think villains like him, like the Joker and stuff like that, are just so good because they're unpredictable. You can never predict bro's next move. Like every move he does, he's like throwing the dice or something. You know, you'll never know what he does. So him killing Firecracker was a bit out of nowhere, but it's just like, cool. She's dead. He's probably getting sick of her shit anyway. Like I was actually, you know, thinking she probably is gonna die. There's no way she's gonna survive. Like absolutely no shot she was gonna, you know, live throughout the series. Well, next one up is Sister Sage. I was actually considering making a video actually on Sister Sage, or on Soldier Boy actually, what he was gonna do. But yeah, Sister Sage, she's a bit shit. I'm not gonna lie. I was gonna say she was pretty good, but Sister Sage, I swear her superpower is like, you know, being smart, and she had like this whole plan where she's gonna have like an underground bunker when apocalypse start happening, which didn't even fucking happen, by the way. It's just inside of an office and that's it. And she fucked up big time. Yeah, so basically she like had this whole plan of like having Soldier Boy and Homelander hate each other by showing like by leading them to like a gaff where this character with this other superhero called Bombsight would be. Bombsight, Soldier Boy, and like what's called Stormfront, who was basically Soldier Boy's wife and Homelander's fuck buddy, but Soldier Boy is Homelander's dad. So this whole time Homelander was fucking his mom, but he didn't know. And pretty much these superheroes, it's like Soldier Boy, Bombsight, and Stormfront, they're basically part of like this old kind of older generation of superheroes, and they're injected with this serum called V1. V1 pretty much made them immortal. They can't age. They just stay young forever. They can't even bleed. And Pretty much, yeah. Sister Sage led Homelander and Soldier Boy to Bombsight's apartment because he would have the V1 and that would make Homelander immortal. And there was a laptop showing a video of like Stormfront pretty much jerking off Homelander. And he was like saying she like used the stub and all. She was like comatose pretty much. She was like a vegetable because she got bombed by like Homelander's son Ryan. And yeah, she's unable to speak or anything. She's like a broken CD player. So she just spouting out random Russian phrases the whole time. And pretty much she had this idea to have like Soldier Boy and Homelander fight each other. But and that's why like he called him up and called Bombsight up, and they called Bombsight up as well, and they had his man. And pretty much she called up Soldier Boy to fight Bombsight and get the V1 off him because she thought like Soldier Boy, if he gets the V1 we're good. Soldier Boy isn't gonna give the V1 to Homelander. He hates his ass. They already hate each other. But then for some fucking reason I thought this was a shit writing job. I also thought she was a bit dumb as well. Soldier Boy gave the V1 to Homelander. Do you want to know the reason for it? It's because it's what Clara would have wanted. Clara is Stormfront, who's dead, who was Soldier Boy's wife. It's because what Clara would have wanted.
Why do you hate me? I love her more, and this is what she would want.
Who the fuck cares what a dead Nazi electro woman would have wanted? She's fucking dead, man. No one gives a shit, man. She probably didn't even give a shit about Homelander, if I'm being honest. She probably just wanted to fuck him and that's it. Like, why would you care what your dead wife thinks about? Oh, it's what Clara would wanted. I hate this guy. I caught my son bathing in like fucking a tub of titty milk and I think he's a weirdo. And I just don't really like him whatsoever. There's like a scene where he's like bathing in just milk. Homelander's a bit of a freaky dude. And it's what Clara would want. I just think that's so bullshit, man. It's the worst writing ever. I literally audibly said when I was looking at this and I was thinking, what are you doing? Why would you give it to him? I thought the boys were cooked then. Because then Homelander could not be killed. The fucking virus that they had cooked up in the show. They had like this virus that's going to only target superheroes. Basically, Butcher's team were basically planning to commit genocide on all who's superheroes. I don't even know if that would work. I was thinking, why the fuck she do that? Sister Sage didn't predict the whole father and son dynamic. She didn't have like any emotional intelligence or anything. But she's supposed to be like, super smart. So I thought that was dumb. The way her story ended, it was just kind of, I guess it was cool. She became like, just normal ass person, lost all her powers. Seemed like what she wanted. She went to like Harry Potter land or something. So, yeah, next one up is Butcher's backstory. I thought that was pretty cool how we got to see Butcher's backstory. The only thing though is, it's a bit late though, no? It was like 6, 7 episode, like, it's a bit too late for a bit of character development. Pretty much like Butcher's backstory is that like, he left this guy whose name was Joe Kessler, who was also Negan in Walking Dead. He left this guy because they went to like target an ISIS base. And I'm fairly sure the building got bombed and he left this boy behind. He didn't even say anything. And that Butcher's been carrying that guilt the whole time. And yeah, we just got to see like, Butcher's past and shit and like what type of guy he was and all.
We were there to take out this mid-level ISIS clown. Billy got us into the compound. Problem is that got this call that this asshat had 100 men that were minutes behind us. Now, any sane command leader, they'd pull their men out. Make sure they were safe, but not Billy, no. So I got in his face. I screamed at him, "Target's not worth it. The target wasn't worth it!" We were surrounded. Good news is that old Butcher, he got his target. The issue was that Billy was the only member of the unit to walk out of there alive.
But it's like, a bit late for that, but I guess we did also get some character development from earlier seasons of Butcher as well. So I thought that was pretty cool. You get to know more about Butcher. Next one is this is just like a weird scene I just found a bit weird. I don't know, when I seen this I thought this was a bit crazy, but I also thought like it's kind of just normal for the boys. There's like a scene where like pretty much like this superhero dude called Dognot and like then this other superhuman, I don't know what the fuck her name is. She has like the powers of a cat. Basically, there's like this scene where this black priest, super priest, his name is like Oh Father, and pretty much he's like taking a bunch of these people into this room showing like a shitty ass, PowerPoint movie or not PowerPoint, just like a shitty ass produced movie of like Homelander. He's supposed to be God. When I seen that like in the episode, I thought they were supposed to be shitty produced on purpose. I genuinely thought they were just taking a piss. I think he was actually supposed to be like convincing enough. Like basically Homelander, after he got the V1, he thought he was God. He thought he was the man upstairs. He thought he was the Lord. He's that so delusional. He's that so far gone into insanity. And pretty much Father took this group of people, showed him like the short movie of like Homelander being called God, and he was gonna see like how much of them are actually true believers. None of them were true believers. So he had like these two characters, Dognot and this Catwoman, pretty much just kill them all, just like slaughter them all. Fucking munch on them, all you can eat buffet. And the scene before that, or scene after, they're like looking for the boys. Yeah, it was before. Dognot and this Catwoman were like in a room. They're like looking for the boys team, and they both have enhanced sense of smell. So they're just crawling around on all fours like dogs, and they're just sniffing each other's assholes and just guessing what they had for lunch. They're just like, oh yeah, you had guacamole. Oh yeah, you had a fucking beef burrito there, lad. I know what you had for dinner. Like I thought that was like such a weird scene. That was kind of funny as well because of how outrageous or just like weird it was. But it is also kind of like the boys' fashion, so I guess it does make sense just to have that weird scene. The boys have such weird ass fucking scenes in the show. But yeah, that's just one thing I wanted to point out. There's just like probably like the weirdest scene actually in the boys. Top 3 weirdest scenes would probably be like the scene actually where Deep was getting sucked off by a squid, and then where pretty much Firecracker like squirted milk at Homelander. Yeah, the boys have like really weird scenes. Next one is Soldier Boy. I'm actually glad they brought Soldier Boy back for this show. I was actually pretty kind of sad when he didn't show up for season 4. He like got betrayed by his team in season 3, and then he came back in season 4, and pretty much he was kind of a confusing character. I still thought he was cool. He like had his humor and all about like cocks and like fucking women and shit, and like
only the best of the best got selected for Dr. Vought's trials, not soft little hog chompers.
Oh, of course. No, I forgot how tough you were.
Hey, I'm not the weirdo who doesn't fuck. I mean, your cock's as useless as your cape. What's the point of being famous if you're not getting your dick wet?
Oh, my dick was sopping wet when I pulled it out of Stormfront and wiped it on her fucking chin.
But he's kind of confused with how he hated Homelander. He's like a fucking on and off switch. It's like he hated Homelander, he liked Homelander, he hated Homelander. Oh, this is what Clara would wanted. I'm giving you the V1. Oh, I don't want to help you find the V1. You're a fucking freak. Oh, wait, I do want to help you find the V1 because my dead Nazi wife upstairs would have wanted that to happen.
I gave you the V1 because of Clara. Because that's what she would have wanted. This was never going to be a play and catch in the front lawn, fixing up the old Impala bullshit. You're too weird.
It was pretty confusing, his character, but I still fucked with him. He's like still a real ass dude. He still refused to be on Butcher's side. I low-key, could respect that. But I just found him confused. It's like, do you hate this guy or not? Like, just make up your mind. It's like you're having split personality on like whether you love this guy or not. And he ended up being put back in the freezer again. So yeah. Next one is Homelander loses powers. This was like something I was actually waiting to see for a long time. I was always wondering what it would be like if Homelander lost his powers. It's like something I had on my mind. It's like, how would they do Homelander when he lost his powers? Because he's been getting away with shit for so fucking long. He's been away with shit for too long. Actually, he was winning over the boys every time. So then seeing him lose his powers was pretty satisfying. It was, bro. He thought he was on top of the world. He thought he had the fucking world in the palm of his hands, and he got his powers zapped away, and then Butcher just had his way with him. He just bet the absolute fuck out of him. He just started pounding his face in with a bunch of fucking drill hammer punches. It was pretty satisfying to look at. He also turned gay. He also turned a bit zesty. He's like saying shit like, "Oh, I'll suck your dick. You want me to eat shit? I'll eat shit."
I'll fucking suck your dick, please. I'll do anything. You want me to eat shit? I'll eat your fucking shit. I'll eat your fucking shit. I like you.
But yeah, that was a pretty satisfying scene. I like that. And then last but not least, Butcher's death. I kind of thought that was just a bit unnecessary. Just Butcher dying. I guess, I don't know. I just kind of found it a bit stupid at first because when Ryan said he didn't want to be with Butcher because Butcher's also a bad guy. Ryan's like Butcher's biological son. And then Butcher's dog died, and then he just decided he started his villain arc. It was like, you know what, all soups have to die. I don't really give a shit.
We could find somewhere quiet. Start again. Just you, me, and Tara.
I know what my dad was, and it's better that he's gone. But you're not a good person either. I didn't choose you over him. I don't want a fresh start with you.
Well, it's just you and me now, Tara.
I'm just gonna put in like this he's gonna put like in this virus in like this sprinkler tank of like the work buildings and like spray like all this olive all over the soups, and that would kill him and poison him. And then Huey showed up to stop him and shot him, and then Butcher died. And I was thinking, that's just a bit unnecessary. Why did Butcher have to die? Like, was that the point of the show? Was Butcher supposed to die because he's a bad guy? But anyways, yeah. I don't know, like, Butcher, but they could have just went without Butcher dying, but it did seem necessary as well at the same time. But anyways, yeah, that was me talking about season 5 of The Boys. Overall, I did like it. I thought it was still an entertaining season. I still thought it was great, because I like The Boys. I'm just a fan of The Boys. The ending, it could have been better. Like, we didn't get as much as we were promised. But I still liked it. I still thought it was fine. They actually killed Butcher. Like, imagine Butcher won, bro. That would be insane. But, yeah, that was me talking about season 5 of The Boys. See you later.